We are live. How's everybody doing? All right. Welcome to another live stream here on January 10th, 2021. It's now 10:02 a.m. Pacific time. Hope everybody is doing great. It's my birthday, and I don't look bad for 29, right? No, all kidding aside, I don't look a day over 72, right? Good to see everybody. I didn't live stream last week. A couple of things came up, what we'll talk about in a moment. But I want to say welcome to everybody. I think we have 42 of you watching right now, so that's good to see. I got 4 cameras working today. Okay, so this is camera 1, camera 2 over here. Camera 3 is the overhead cam. Camera 4 is the close-up shot. So we'll get into that in a more. So good to see a lot of people here already wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate it. Let's say hello to a few people before we get started here. It's good to see Mallory here. Thank you, Mallory, so much for checking out the video and checking out the live stream. Thank you. Coding Agents here. Thank you. William Cohen is here. Happy 21st anniversary of my 28th birthday. Yes. Yep. The first, like your late father, who also January 10th, a fellow Capricorn, your father used to tell you that the first 100 years are the hardest. Yep. That's well put, actually. Very well put. Youssef is here. He's asking, no Lenovo X1 Nano review yet. Yes, that's coming on Wednesday. I have it on the way. It's just taking long with UPS, but it is on its way. I can't wait. So I'll have that Wednesday. So what I plan to do is let's do a unboxing. Maybe I even do a live unboxing. I don't know yet. Get my first impressions of it, first thoughts out of it, and then put it through the ringer as I always do to get a full review out there. Yeah, I don't look at them. So it's good to see all these people here. Good to see Paul as well. Duck Vision, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Kareya, how are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Hope to join CES 2020, Ariane. Yes. That's what I wanted to lead off with here today. CES 2021. Did I say 2020? I meant to 2021. That's coming up this week, starting tomorrow, actually. Officially, the show starts January 11th. I've already attended some press briefings. There's some things I'm still under an embargo on, so I can't talk about. But rest assured, I can tell you that there are a lot of exciting things on the way here in the first part of 2021. In the first quarter, we're expecting a lot of good things. CES is not in person this year. It's going to be an all digital show. I know Mallory said she's going to be attending. Let me know in the chat if you are attending. Let me know virtually, and we can talk about it. But as far as in person, not this year, which is, of course, a bit disappointing. But I'm curious to see how everything is going to play out in the digital version of this. Because I've attended the last 4 CES. I did 2017, 2018, 2019, and then 2020 was the last in-person we had, of course, was last year. And then we're going to see all the people not there this year. So it's a big blow to Las Vegas. I live here in Las Vegas, as you probably know, for those that follow me. That is a big blow to the economy here in Las Vegas because we don't have the use of the convention center and all the different venues that CES usually takes up, and it employs quite a number of people here in Las Vegas. It helps the local economy, and so yeah, it's pretty sad in a way. I'm curious to see how the digital version will go. Now, the problem with the digital version and the first few events or first few briefings I've attended, it's not the same as being in person, holding the products, talking to real people, and just seeing other creators, other people that you don't normally get to see. So one of the big things about CES is being able to interact with other creators that you've contacted throughout the years and become friends, but never really met until you go to events like CES. And last year was just a wonderful time I had. I met a lot of other creators. It was really one of the first times I really met many other creators, and I thought it was a great experience. And unfortunately, we don't get that this year. So hopefully 2022 will be back in person as long as it's safe and we can eradicate this horrible pandemic. So with that being said, let me talk about what has already been, and I don't know why this did that. Let me just fix that real quick. So for that being said, there already have been some announcements, and there are a couple of things I wanted to show you and talk about that have piqued my interest, and I think it might be something of interest to you guys. Let me just bring it up here. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I know Lenovo, and let me get it on there. Lenovo's new IdeaPad 5 Pro includes AMD Ryzen processors. I'm sure a lot of you have already read about that. It's a pretty interesting one. Now, in the United States, the only one that's coming here will be the 16-inch IdeaPad Pro. So it's the 16-inch IdeaPad Pro, 5 Pro. Lenovo says that the Idea 5 Pro will be one of the most powerful laptops, blah, blah, blah. The device can be configured up to an 8 series AMD Ryzen mobile processor, next-gen NVIDIA RTX GPUs, up to 30 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, and up to 1 terabyte of SSD, PCIe M2 SSD storage. And I got to say, that is a pretty interesting laptop. What I'm excited about also is the fact that they're moving to a 16:10 aspect ratio, which is pretty good. I like that. I like that aspect ratio. If you saw that, yes. I know Tech Realm is excited. Yeah, Tech Realm. I'm excited about the Idea 5 Pro because it's bringing some more premium features to the Ryzen series, the 8 series, and I'm assuming that, of course, it's going to be next-gen Ryzen series processors, 5000 series, which we're waiting for. So they don't actually, I don't think they give any specifics as far as whether or not that's going to be that latest, but I would imagine it is, if anybody has information. Now, they're talking about a 90 hertz 16:10 display with 400 nits of brightness, which is great. I want to see bright displays, as you know. Now, for those joining us late, again, thank you. It's my birthday. I appreciate all the well wishes. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're checking out the channel. We got a lot of new content coming up. I have coming up this week the Lenovo Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Nano. So that little tiny, lightweight, I should say, powerhouse in a sense, but maybe not a powerhouse. It's not going to be quite as powerful as some other laptops. We'll talk about that when I get it into the studio. I'm expecting it to arrive on Wednesday. Yeah, I would like also that the 14-inch would become available here in the United States as well. But so far, they're only saying the 16-inch here in the U.S. Now, availability is going to be May 2021, and it will have a starting price of $1149.99. Now, considering you're getting an RTX, next-gen RTX GPU, you're getting the latest H-series Ryzen processor, 16:10 aspect ratio, 400 nit display. That is going to be a nice price. Again, I don't know what the $1149 is going to give you. If that's an entry level, obviously it sounds like a starting price. You may have to pay more depending on the SKU and the configuration, but so far things are looking good. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about the IdeaPad 5 Pro. I'm liking it quite a bit. Now, the 14-inch, which is not coming to North America, according to Lenovo, will also be available in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and that will begin in March 2021. So you're very lucky to get the 14-inch variants. We will get the 16-inch variants here in the United States. I'll see if I can try to get those other variants as well, even though they're not going to be released in the United States. I'll do my best to try to get some review units. It's not that easy, of course. The other thing that we can see here, some little samples that I got from Lenovo when I was under embargo. You can see the different photos here. Side view, you get a front view here, and then, of course, you get another front view. So it's looking good. I like it. Pretty good stuff from Lenovo. Now, there were some other announcements from Lenovo. They also announced the IdeaPad 5G. So the 5G will have, obviously, 5G connectivity. Let's take a look at it real quick. Thin, light IdeaPad 5G laptop, wherever a cellular signal is available, of course. 1.2 kilograms or 2.65 pounds, pretty thin at 14.9 millimeters or 0.59 inches thick. It's eminently portable. Up to 20 hours of battery life, we'll see. We'll see. And as far as 14-inch display, 1920 by 1080, 100% sRGB, and it's supposed to have 2-watt Dolby speakers. It looks pretty interesting. We'll see how it's all going to shake out. I don't know if they're using a mobile processor from Qualcomm, the HCX2, or any kind of variant thereafter. I'm not really sure, or if they're using an Intel processor or AMD, but I think this might be one of the Qualcomm processors, if I'm not mistaken. Then they teamed up with NEC to do the LaVie Pro Mobile. The LaVie Pro Mobile is not going to be released, I don't think, in the United States, from what I understand. Not available in North America, according to this. It's going to be for a very active lifestyle, exceptional portability. It's going to have 11th gen Tiger Lake processors with the Xe graphics, carbon material outer casing, and will be stylish, and durability will be a key there, and we'll see how that's all going to go. Same for the not available in the North America, but the interesting NEC LaVie Mini. And here you can see it's a mini laptop, almost like a throwback. And this looks like a Switch, doesn't it? With the controllers on the side. Pretty interesting. You'll be able to connect this to your TV. You'll be able to connect this to different monitors and so forth. And it will have an 8-inch WUXGA touch display, 11th gen core processors. We're not sure of the specifics yet. Again, more for gaming. Looks like a gaming focus there. Looks pretty interesting. It has a dock you can get with it. Pretty interesting, unique kind of design. Kind of a throwback to the UMPCs from 2008 era, circa 2008. And then, of course, they have the IdeaPad 5i Pro Gen 6, both in 14 and 16-inch variants. This is going to have the Intel variant. Now, we saw the 5 Pro with the AMD 8 series with the RTX NVIDIA GPUs. This is going to have the I series, which is going to be Intel, meaning, and it's engineered for cord cutters. It's going to have available in 14 and 16, like the AMD variant, 11th gen Intel Core processors, up to QHD displays, Dolby Atmos speaker system, True Strike keyboard. They've been really pushing that lately. We'll talk about those new keyboards when we get some review units in. and that's pretty interesting. And it doesn't say whether it's not going to be in North America. So we may assume it might be coming here to the U.S. if they didn't say it wasn't. So I'm going to assume it is coming. Again, we'll have to see when it actually comes through. We got our first super chat of the day, and we get it from our good buddy Handquake. And thank you for $5. I appreciate that. Birthday drink cash. Yes, it's going to be definitely used. I will definitely get a drink on you, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hope you're staying safe here in Las Vegas. Karam is saying, and let's get this onto the stream here. Oops, got it there. Karam is saying, Lenovo's created a Pro line, which is great. High resolution, 16:10, 90 hertz. Slim 7 Pro is a stunning device too. Yes, I'm working on getting a unit. Stay tuned. I think I have something coming. Just stay tuned. I know Josh did it. I have been hard time getting one, but I think I might have gotten one. We'll see. So we'll see. But the bottom line is that yes, we're seeing more premium specs coming to the AMD Ryzen series. And I think with this move to the 5000 series that's upcoming, we're going to see some more premium features, higher end displays, brighter displays. We're going to see 90 hertz displays like we're getting there. We're going to see better processors in terms of the GPUs, and the CPUs are going to be better. I'm really happy with the vision so far that Lenovo's announced with it. I just wish all of it would come here in the United States. Not everything will be, but for those that are in Europe, Africa, Middle East, you may get some things we're not getting, and you'll be very lucky about that. Another super chat here from our good buddy Duck Vision. Another $5. And Duck Vision saying Windows PCs need to start trying to match and beat Apple's audio. Yeah, I agree. Apple's really the best when it comes to the audio. I don't think it's even close. The best one I've seen so far, the best clamshell, I think, was the Dell XPS 15/17. I think the 15 actually sounded a little bit better, believe it or not, than the 17. And then I think the Lenovo Yoga 9i with the rotating sound bar that we just looked at sounded pretty good as well. Just not quite as good as that MacBook Pro 16 that I have here, or any of the new M1 chips. They sound great. They sound great. And yeah, I got to give them credit. Apple really has the best audio. So we'd like to see an improvement from the Windows side for sure. So thank you for that $5 super chat, Duck Vision. All right. Now, if I miss a super chat, let me know. Remember, memberships are open. I know I've been saying this, but I actually planned a lot of special things. I'm going to do a special live stream for my members only, I think this week. So if you want to become a member, join button below or in the link in the description. You can definitely become a member. It helps the channel out. Now, we're in January, which leads me to another point. We're in January right now, which is the worst time for content creators. We're in the January swoon, as they say. Revenue is going to be down. Views are down. I'm already seeing the views are down. I've talked to other creators. They're experiencing the same things. What happens is after the holiday season from October, November, December, which we see record views, we see high views. We then see a big drop in viewership because people are not buying right now. They're recovering from the holiday season financially. And so what's happening now is I'm not getting the revenue stream like I was getting because the ad rates are not the same, as well as the viewership. There's not as many views, so I get less money. Less money leads to less affiliate revenue, less ad revenue, and so forth. So January is going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to still crank out my material, my content, but just keep in mind I'm not going to be making as much, which might affect where we are going in this year. So these lean months like January, February, I'm going to really have to rely more on doing more stuff as far as live streams. Maybe got to do some more, get more members, make more perks. I will have to really step up that game. So anything certainly helps at this point. As we are going through this little downturn, of course, here in early part of 2021. Now, things, of course, will pick up as we move out of the early part of 2021 and we get into more of the back to school or the summertime, and we start getting more events going, more laptop releases, product releases, and so forth. Now, we do have CES right now, and CES will announce they will announce all the new stuff we're going to see this year. The first part of this year is where they're going to ramp it up. We'll start seeing it second, third quarter of this year. We'll start seeing some of those announcements coming to the market, hopefully sooner rather than later. So the Surface Duo 2, I don't have any information on it. I know I'm hearing that they're working on it, Rafe, but I don't have any concrete information. I would expect that we'll get that refresh we're waiting for. I liked it. I reviewed it, as you know, and I was a big fan of it. And I saw the potential in it. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But I like the idea of it. I like the execution. It was going to be better in the second one. So let's see. Is it possible that we're going to see Microsoft Surface Book 4 with new designed hinge mechanism? A teaser came back in October of 2020. It might be. We might be seeing a redesigned hinge, that very unique hinge we saw with the Surface Book 2. Well, really starting with the original Surface Book, carried through to the Surface Book 2, and then we get the Surface Book 3 this past year. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the Surface Book 4. I reached out to Microsoft last year, and so we have good relationship. I just never got a review unit. Hopefully this year I will. So we'll see. Would I recommend Kasara, the M1 Mac for Adobe Premiere Pro? If they've updated the drivers for and I'm not sure. I haven't used the MacBook Pro with the M1. I've used the Air. I don't have it anymore. But if they've optimized it, yes. So according to Kasara, is it optimized to use? We're going to find out. Do you use Adobe, such as Premiere Pro? If it's not optimized for the drivers, I would imagine it will be already. If not already, it will be coming soon. So I can't imagine Adobe not updating it. Now, I use Final Cut Pro, and that's been obviously well optimized since Apple creates both the hardware and the software. So hopefully we'll get some update on that. So if they're going to do an easel style like I did with the Acer Concept D that I recently looked at, that might be pretty interesting, Ariane. It might be pretty interesting. Looks like we have 70 of you watching right now. Let me just adjust that. Okay. Now, I could take some calls today. I do have the AMD tech line ready to go. Let me know if you guys want to make some calls into the studio, and we can talk via the phone. Like the Spectre Folio concept. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Now, I reviewed the Spectre Folio a couple of years ago, and I really liked it. That was the leather-clad laptop with that very unique hinge, very similar to the Acer Concept D that I just reviewed. So it looks like a pretty interesting one there. Okay. Now, another announcement that was made, and I can bring up the thing in a moment. Let me get here. So here you can see the LG Gram has been refreshed here with an announcement from LG. Moved to a 16:10 display, Intel 11th gen processors. And I reviewed the 10th gen, and it's a great laptop. I don't know why it's not more popular than it is. Basically, it's an Ultrabook with a huge, screen, a huge ass display. It's basically the best way to put it. 17.3 inch display. And I reviewed it. I have it here actually over in the other part of the studio. What they're saying here is going to be 11th gen Tiger Lake processors, 16 to 10 move is a great move. I like to see that. I think that's where the industry's heading, of course. 2560 by 1200. Now they will bring the same aspect ratio as the 14 and 16-inch LG grams. Let's see what else. It's going to be, the 14-inch is going to have a 1920 by 1200. Another change involves the keyboard and touchpads. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the keyboard, so I wouldn't mind seeing a refresh in that area. LG says it's made them larger across the 5 models, and they're based on the Evo platform, certified, so that's good. So we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting year for Lenovo. Rather, not only Lenovo and all the other laptop makers, but we're going to see something from LG. LG needs to step up their game. I like their laptops for durability, portability, and I just like them overall. I like their displays, how incredibly thin they are. It's pretty amazing. I'd like to see that coming up here. And they're going to try to compete with Samsung. They're going to try to compete with, and then Samsung made some announcements as well with the Flex 2 and so forth. Again, they need to start playing bigger role in terms of their marketing and getting it out there, because it's being dominated by HP, Lenovo, Dell, Apple, of course. So we'll see. Ariana is saying, what's your prediction on the iPad Pro? 12/9/21 with mini LED is the only version. Because 11-inch mini LED would be very hard to develop. We're expecting mini LED to be the display that they're going to use on the bigger one. I don't think there's a source for 11, not yet at least. So we'll have to see. But Apple can make things happen. You never know. So we'll have to see. We got 85 of you watching. That's great. Yeah, new Samsung notebooks are released, of course. And I was very interested in some of the things. I know the Chromebook is not going to be quite as powerful or quite as nice as last year's, but hopefully they'll have a better battery on them. Let's take a look real quick. So they announced, and let me bring it on the screen here. So they announced the Galaxy Books, the Flex and the Ion. We saw them last year. It will replace the, this is last year. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go. So we have the Notebook 9. Is this right? What the hell? The Verge is doing in Android Central. Yeah, this one will show it. Let's get it on here. All right, this is good. Lily Pudding from Brad Linder. He's a good guy. Samsung Galaxy Book Flex 2, and that's going to be a convertible with a 360-degree hinge. Pen support with the S Pen or whatever they're calling it. On this model, it's available with a 13.3-inch or 15.6-inch displays. That means they're still using a 16:9, and the Samsung Notebook Plus 2, but that's going to be a 15.6-inch with NVIDIA graphics. Now, the Ion 2 will be like the Flex, but without the hinge. So it's just going to be a clamshell, thin and light. The Book 2 and the Flex 5G, that will have a 5G option. I think it'll have a 5G option as well as a Wi-Fi only option, so we'll have to see. Yeah, the Flex, the Book Flex 2 is going to be interesting. I reviewed it last year. I'm going to get one to review, so stay tuned. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, Kasara. And I love that QLED display. That was, to me, the highlight. Keyboard is okay, a little bit shallow. I would like to see an improved keyboard. Akil is asking 11th gen or Ryzen 5. It depends. I think the Ryzen 5 4500U is a good processor, but I think the graphics have really done a great job on the Intel integrated Xe graphics. So we'll have to see. But I'm expecting big things out of the 5000 series. The Book Flex 2 doesn't have LTE. Is there definitely enough space on the motherboard? It does not have LTE. It says here, Flex 2, Galaxy Book Flex 2. If you opt for the Flex 2 with a 15.6-inch display, you get an NVIDIA MX450 discrete graphics. Okay, so there's a 15.6-inch that'll have discrete graphics. The 13.3-inch will have the Tiger Lake 11th gen with integrated, probably XE graphics to match. And we've seen good things out of that. And then the Galaxy Book Flex 2 5 with a 13.3-inch display, integrated 5G. So the Galaxy Book Flex 2 5G is an option with 5G. 15-inch doesn't seem to have that. I think it's only on the 13.3-inch. So that's pretty interesting. 96 of you watching. Now, what I like about the Flex and the Ion is thin, it's light, and it's got those gorgeous QLED displays. Now, they also announced that they'll have a 15.6-inch version of the Notebook Plus 2, MX450, or even a 1650, which will be a little bit more stepped up, of course, GTX 1650 Ti. Support for memory and storage upgrades. Yeah, they have a pretty unique storage upgrade on these, if I remember correctly on that one. There will be bays where you can actually, without having to open the laptop up, you can take off the cover on those certain parts of the bay, and you can just sort of add your RAM or your SSD. That's a nice feature. I want to see more manufacturers and brands do that. It depends, Coding Agent. There's a lot out there. I like the Dell XPS 17. I've made that clear in the past. I like the HP Envy 15 with the RTX 2060. Those are some good if you want to do video editing, if you want to do gaming. I think those are good choices. Now, there's also, if you buy a gaming laptop, or there's other options with the Ryzen processors that have the 8 series Ryzen, like the Lenovo that we saw with the 8 series processors with the dedicated GPU as well. Youssef, I can't talk about those. I'm under embargo. I will have something to say this week on that. So just be patient. A lot of stuff, people. That's why I wish we were already next week, because I can tell you more. I can't tell you things because I can't. But there are some good stuff coming. So just be aware of that. Yeah, I have one here, the Omen Tower that I'm working on, the 30L is coming. I will have other reviews on towers going forward here in 2021. So that's my next review, by the way. That's the next one I'm dropping. I have a feeling, according to Jared, he says, I have a feeling Intel is going to start falling behind, especially with Apple and AMD processors becoming popular with impressive processing power. What's your thoughts? I've made my thoughts clear on this in the past. I've said it, and I said it before. AMD really hit a home run with their 4000 series Ryzen processors. I thought that Apple hit a home run with their M1 in both the Air and the Pro. I'm just not a fan of the designs of those laptops, but put it in the next gen into the updated, more modern design. I think Apple's going to sell a ton of them, especially in a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Intel really slipped, I think, in 2020, and that's a culmination of a bunch of factors: supply chain, inability to get a smaller nano chipset, inability to innovate. And I think what's happening with competition is going to spur them on here in 2021. We may not see the fruits of that until the next couple of years, but I think Intel has to make a move and do something big. No pun intended, but they got to do something small to make a big statement. And small, I mean by getting the smallest possible nanometer chip with the proper thermals, with the proper power in it. That's always a challenge for Intel and any other chip maker for that matter. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the 5000 series, especially in something like the Lenovo. The Lenovo we just saw, the 5 Pro, the IdeaPad 5 Pro. Really, really interesting specs with a good processor, good display, bright display. I'm looking forward to it. I like what they're doing there. Wow, we've already been live streaming for 35 minutes. We have 118 of you watching. For those joining late, today's my birthday. I don't look a day over 72, do I? I'm not 72. I've said my age. I think everybody knows already, but let's see. Let me know in the chat if you know my actual age today. And maybe you'll win a prize. I don't know. And let's get another comment in here. When do you think we'll start seeing new hardware laptops in stores? I sold my Surface Laptop 3, and I'm going Chrome OS. Wow. And I'm without a computer right now. New hardware will probably be in the second and third quarter, I think. Some in quarter one. But anything announced now, usually March, April, May, we'll start seeing things as they come due. So, yeah, you'll definitely think. Almost Duck Vision, almost. Kasara, ding, ding, ding. Kasara got it right. Thank you, Views 11. You suck. 49. Okay. That is correct. And I don't, like I said, I don't look a day over 72, right? Don't get old, folks. Don't get old. Although I feel good. I feel good. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Okay. We got a super chat from our good buddy Robert. Thank you, my friend. A $50. Wow. Well, that's really appreciated. You're amazing, my friend. Great discussion, great content. Let's keep the channel going. Again, happy birthday to you. Robert, thank you so much. Much appreciated. I can't say enough about people like you who contribute to the channel in both, and I don't care about financial. I'm talking about comments, watching the material, watching the content. That's what leads to channel growth. It all leads to channel growth. Now, have there been bumps on the road? Absolutely, there have been bumps, challenges. We're in one right now. I'm having trouble getting views, and I think a lot of it has to do with the January swoon. I'm also changing up my content style a little bit. If you noticed my last video I released yesterday, little bit of an experiment of the timing. And the reason I released it yesterday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I was trying something new, and it's a very interesting experiment. And the results are a little bit surprising, thinking it would be bad, but not really. Well, we'll talk about that maybe in another live stream or another video. But a lot of stuff coming up this year. I'm going to, and I did a shorter video yesterday. That's what I wanted to say, less than 10 minutes. So for those that are saying I'm repetitive, if I'm making the videos too long, look at yesterday's video as maybe a way to start modifying things. I got the same content in, but I just rearranged it in a way that it was much less time. And I think that might help. And I'm also working on my thumbnails. I'm still a work in progress, but we'll have a lot more to say on that very soon. But thank you, Robert. Very appreciated for that very generous contribution. What's my predictions in the 2-in-1 4K RTX 30 series laptops? 2-in-1, we'll start seeing them later in this year. I would imagine we're going to see next-gen NVIDIA RTX graphics cards in these, mobile graphics cards, and they're going to be good. I have a feeling NVIDIA is going to have some good stuff with them. I'm interested to see a pairing, not only with Intel, of course, but with these AMD 8 series processors. We're going to see that in the IdeaPad 5 Pro that was announced by Lenovo. So pretty interesting stuff. Is there a chance that the Lenovo ThinkPad will be a worthy choice this year? I'm hoping. Last year was a bit of a disappointment when it comes to ThinkPads. Not that I don't love them, I really do, and I have one coming this week, the X1 Nano, which I'm looking forward to testing out. It's a new one. But overall, I thought that they didn't make too much waves last year. There was not enough innovation, a little too similar to the year prior. I looked at the X1 Carbon Gen 8. Although I loved it, it just was not much of an update over the 7th gen. Same goes for the 4th and 5th gen on the Yoga versions of those. So yeah, I'm looking forward to ThinkPads getting better this year. I would like to see more with AMD Ryzens. I saw we had with the T14 this year with the T14S. I was really impressed with that. And I want to see more ThinkPads, again, with the AMD Ryzen processors. That's going to be really, really nice. I'm out of focus, okay? Is this out of focus? Let me know. Let's switch cameras then. Okay. No problem, coding agent. We'll see you next time, and thank you for stopping by, my friend. They're going to continue for a few years, I think a couple of years. I think they even said that. I wouldn't be surprised. They're pretty good at that. I'd be surprised if they cut support anytime soon. OD's asking, what are some of my tech YouTubers or tech people, for lack of a better word, that you look up to or inspired by? Happy birthday. Thank you. That's a great question. I could tell you right off the bat from the laptop space, I like Lisa Gade from Mobile Tech Reviews. I think she's fantastic. I like Windows Central, Daniel Rubino. He's pretty great. I've been watching him for years. No, I'm not out of focus. Yeah, people are just stupid, you know. Thanks. I like Daniel Rubino. I like Just Josh. I think he's doing a great job. He's been fantastic. Who else do I like? I like, there's not, here's the problem. I like, who's the Australian guy that I watch that I like? He does a lot of really good in-depth reviews. It just escapes me off the top of my head. But yeah, there are some great people there. Thank you, Nadine. It's going slow. It's going slow. I just got too many things here. Too many things going on. 110 watching, 117. That'll update in a moment. Oh, okay. Tech Hallio. I don't know that. Is that a good channel? I don't know that channel. Any recommend? Give me, who is some of your favorite? Yeah, Chris from Tech Tablets is great. But there's another one. He's a Kiwi, right? So he's from New Zealand. I've got the other guy's name. Oh my God. It'll come to me. But Tech Tablets is great. Chris is one of my inspirations. I was watching him even before I was on YouTube. Yeah, Lisa's fantastic. I agree, Ariane. I don't know if I'm in her class, but she's just fantastic. Yes, Jared's Tech. I like him a lot. How you make this video? Tech Insider? It's a long story. Oh, if you saw how all this comes together to bring you 4 cameras and all this and to try to maybe even take your calls, I like Just Josh. He's really good. In fact, I spoke to Josh not long ago. We communicated. I'm going to probably have him on sometime very soon onto the live stream. So we're going to do something, okay? So stay tuned. We just got to work it out. Lisa's got the great T-shirt. She's fantastic. I think she's one of the best tech reviewers. And I say tech reviewers because most of these other reviewers that I see out there are not reviewers. They're more influencers, and they don't really review the laptops the way I try to do them, or Lisa tries to do them, or some of these other. And I hope I'm not leaving anybody out, because there are some great reviewers out there. I don't watch too much tech reviews anymore, or tech channels that much anymore. I watch other things. I like sports. I like, things. It's kind of interesting. I used to watch a lot before I did YouTube, but now it's sort of like, I'm doing it, and I do check out what's going on. I keep my ear to the grindstone. What is that? Ear to the grindstone? Is that how you say it? Anyway, I do keep my eye on what's going on out there. Let me just check the live stream real quick. Looking good, looking good. Now, I don't know, nose to the grindstone. There you go. I keep my nose to the grindstone. I feel dumb. Thank you, Nadine. And I have degrees. I have doctorate and so forth, but I don't get into all that. Which Tech Insider, you want me to teach you how to do YouTube, huh? Which software you use for editing video, like Windows? What software? Maybe DaVinci Resolve might be a good one. Premiere Pro, depending on your preference, depending on your system, of course, if it can handle them. I'll have my ear to the ground and my nose to the grindstone. Any other content creators that you like? Maybe I can get them on even. I'm going to have Josh on at some point. I agree, according to Duck Vision. That's exactly what got me watching you and Lisa, actual hands-on reviews. They're not easy. Believe me, they're not easy. She's great, and she's been doing it a long time, a lot longer than me, and I think she has more people working for her. It's just me. But she just sticks to what works, and it's genuine, it's real, and she's great. And I think that's, I've never spoken to her, by the way, but I follow her, and I think she's great. Maybe I should start doing some interviews, on the show. I think that might be pretty interesting. How do I switch cameras? It's called an 810 Mini. I don't know if you could see it here. I don't think I have a camera set up for it. It's over here. It's a 4-camera switcher. It's called the 810 Mini. This is camera 1, camera 2. Camera 3 is my overhead. And by the way, this is the 7i. And this is, I always forget the name of this. This mini PC. What is this? One Netbook A1. What a name. This is the One Netbook A1. And I'm going to... almost done with my review on this. Yeah, I'm going to probably have some cake today, Nadine, but I'm losing weight, so I don't want to jeopardize all the progress I've made. That would be great. Yeah, I might have a small piece of cake, but I'll let the family eat the rest. What is the rival of the MacBook Pro M1? Well, you have to look at the Air, even though it's not actively cooled. But I think there is, you have to look on the Windows side, of course. You can look at anything of the XPS line, I would say. If you're talking about a 13-inch, the Dell XPS 13, although the benchmarks are going to be better on the M1, of course, with the MacBook Pro. It's just a matter of what you like. It depends on what you're doing. The trick is to diet in between the meals. Yes. Yes. I will have one piece, Nadine. I will have one piece. Can you suggest a laptop under $1,200? I mean, people ask me, can I... There's so many factors that go into that question that we could have a whole show on that. The ones I'm recommending under $1,200 or anything from HP and the NV line, if you want a 15-inch convertible, the NV X360 with the Ryzen 7, that's the one I'm looking at. I like that. I like anything. There you go. I think we got a few people we need to throw out in here. What about the Surface Pro X that's in our chip? Well, the Surface Pro X, Dean, has the HCX2, right? That's the latest that they put in, the latest version. I like it. I'm looking forward to see what innovations that Qualcomm will improve in that. I know that's a collaboration between Qualcomm and Microsoft. I'm looking forward to that. How is the Spectre X360 15T? It's good. I like it. I gave it a review. I did both versions that are out right now. I did earlier this year or earlier in mid 2020, I would say. The OLED version with the H series processor, the 10750H 6-core processor from Intel, 10th gen. I also, which has a dedicated GPU, and I also from the NVIDIA, and I also did the Tiger Lake version very most recently. Yeah, the ARM chips are going to be big in 2021. I am looking forward to it. I'm glad you like it, Dean. I love the Surface Pro X. I wish the Surface Pro 8 will have the slim bezels like the Surface Pro X has, and I like the design. The Surface Pro 7 was a little bit dated, in my opinion. Thank you, people, for the birthday wishes, by the way. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to take this guy out. So we have somebody who's going to get removed. I'm just removing him. I'm not even putting him in timeout. I removed him. There you go. I don't play around. Not on my birthday. Let's laugh at that clown. You've been booted. No.
Coming.
Not that. Yeah, I booted him. Where is it? This is what we say to that clown that I just booted. All right. Happy New Year, all of you, this clown. Okay. All right. Thank you, Handquake. Yeah. Check out that video that he just gave you the link for. $116 of you watching. I'm almost afraid to open it up to phone calls. Should we do it? Let me know. I don't want to do it if we're going to have problems. Coming up. Yeah, Lethal Emperor.
Coming up.
There you go. All right. So what's I'm opening it up to you people. Do you want to do some phone calls? If you want, I can put it up. Let's see the tech line. Yeah, the Z-Book is good. Let's see if I can bring it up. Last time I tried this, it screwed everything up because it bogs down my system. I'm not really sure why. Let's see if I put this up here. And so there it is. If somebody calls in, they call in. If not, I don't know. Either way. Let me move this over here. Don't watch much streams, but with such name, I wanted to join and say happy birthday. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, my friend. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I could always unlist it. I don't care. Don't open up for phone calls? All right, maybe not. I'm just removing this guy here. Okay. I'm 29, as we talked about earlier. No, I'm 49. 39. Thank you, Nadine. You're so kind. All right, man. Take care. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here we go.
Call from.
Hey, this is Jeff.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Okay, you're on the tech line. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Jeff. I was hoping to connect to Andrew.
You're speaking to him.
Oh yeah, Andrew. I just want to say happy birthday and
Thank you.
say thanks for all of the great reviews. I really appreciate this. Yeah.
I
All
appreciate
right.
that.
All of the best for 2021. All of the best for 2021.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Where are you calling from?
This is actually a US line, but I'm calling from the UAE.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'm not really sure how people call outside the United States. I tried to make an international call, but people don't know how to do it. So we'll see. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you you've been watching my channel. You watch my videos, and I'm glad that you're able to call in. Do you have any specific questions you want me to answer, or I just wanted to say hi?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, I just would like to know your opinions on the new announcements Lenovo has made from CES 2021.
Yeah. I like what Lenovo did with CES 2021 with their announcements. I'm most interested, of course, in that AMD processors, the 8 series processors that are coming on that IdeaPad, the 5 Pro. I like the fact that they're moving to a 16:10 aspect ratio. I like the fact that they're pairing it with some pretty good GPUs, whatever the next, I think it's the GTX version from NVIDIA. I like to see that. I like to see brighter displays. I want to see AMD processors get more prominence in some more flagships. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good so far. That's pretty good. And I'm looking for, and by the way, Jeff, there are other things that are coming this year that I can't talk about, that I'm under embargo, but I can tell you this, it's going to be good. Just stay tuned. Make sure everybody subscribe to the channel. Make sure that your notification bells are checked off, because you're going to want to see what we have coming up. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay, all right. Thanks, Andrew.
You got it, man. Take care, and thanks for calling in.
All right.
So that was Jeff from the UAE. So how did that call sound? I want to make sure everything is sounding okay. Yeah, so I guess we're having a problem with that guy. You can block people by clicking the dots. Yeah, I thought I blocked him, but I guess he's doing something. I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't like when these people, these clowns, they come to the stream. It's not good. All right. That was a great call from Jeff. Did the call sound okay? Sounds good? All right, Adam. Good. Something a little bit different. Something a little bit different. This guy, Tech Insider. We need to do a seminar, man. We need to do a seminar. How to live stream, there are so many videos out there. I would look at, all kidding aside, I would look at live streaming pros. That's a great way to learn how to live stream. They have David Foster there. I think he's leaving, and I don't know when he's leaving, but I know that the girl there, I forgot her name, Lori, I think. Anyway, they're good. They're good. Yeah, embargo. It sounded a little muffled, but I bet it was something on his side. Yeah, it's hard because he's not calling from the United States. It's a U.S. line. He's calling from the UAE, so he's got to call using voice over IP or something, or one of those services. So, yeah. Sounded okay, William? Okay. All right. So far, one good call on my birthday. All right. Again, the tech line is open, 702-706-5090. If you have any questions, or you just want to say happy birthday or just say hello, feel free to call. I'm opening up the line. Yeah, it's nice, Nadine, to have people from all over the world. It really is. You know, only I think 25% of my subscribers are from the United States. Everybody else is from around the world, and I love that. I love the variety, the diversity. I think that's great. So what you got to do, according to Dean, is dial +1 in front of the number and gets you to the USA. And that's how you do it. There are ways to do it. It's free. I don't know. This is, I use my Google Voice number here for this only. This is specific to this stream and this live setting. So there you go. Hey, Andrew, please say the app you use for making video or make the intro. Okay, so a little bit behind the scenes. I use a Final Cut Pro. Here I use a MacBook Pro 16 from 2019. It's Core i9. And what I use is Final Cut Pro. But Final Cut Pro is just the starting point. In order to get graphics and everything, I have to use plugins. I use Motion Graphics. So Motion is some of the ones I designed myself, and it's a separate program that goes hand in hand with Final Cut Pro. So I use Final Cut Pro with Motion Graphics. Now, I also have other plugins that I've purchased from plugin makers such as Motion VFX, among others. They have some of the best graphics for Final Cut Pro. We get the lower thirds, transitions, openers like intros, all kinds of animations and so forth. So I really like what they're doing at Motion VFX. And I'm not being sponsored or being paid by them. I spent an obscene amount of money on their plugins because they're that good. They're that good. And I love it. And they're highly customizable, and I like them quite a bit. Can you type here? I use Final Cut Pro, and the thing I use is Motion. You can do a search on motionvfx.com. And you can go there. I don't know if the link will show up or whatever, but just do a Google search, and there you go. It took me years to figure this all out. Not to do live streaming. This past 2020, I've really developed my live streaming setup. It was not easy. It definitely took time to figure out. I had my ups and downs. Of those of you who've been with me early with the live streaming, it definitely was not that easy. All right. So we're just over an hour, 103 watching, 63 likes. So hit the like button, people. Gets this spread over YouTube. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up this week. I have the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Nano. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I know it was announced. It took a while, but we're getting it. We have another one here.
Call from.
My name is Elizabeth.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hi, Elizabeth. You're on with Andrew, Mark, David. What can I do for you?
Wow. Listen, am I really on? I got tears in my eyes. This is the first time in my 88 years that I'm trying something like this.
Why not? Why not?
How are you? I love watching your show, and you're so funny. Throw the clown out. For months and a year now, I've been trying since COVID to get a computer for streaming with the senior center and the doctors. And everybody I talk to tells me, don't buy an Apple, don't buy an Apple. They're awful, this, that, and the other thing. But I was raised since a kid with manual typewriters and Android. With the first, do you remember Dr. Wang? Wang Computers?
Yes, I do. Oh, I was, I guess, a bit young, but I also learned how to type on a typewriter, believe it or not.
Really? Well, I learned on the manual to the electric, and I was with I worked for IBM in Stamford, Connecticut, but I'm in Seattle now, and I went through them all. And first thing we ever had was a Dr. Wang, and the computer was only like an 8.5 by 11 paper, and even the IBM, and you had to push next. And I used to be a fast typist, and I type and I forget to push next. Right. But listen, I don't want to waste your time. I just want to say I enjoy watching you on and off and looking at your programs through the year. And I don't know. I don't want to. My limit would be $1,000 if I could come up with that. But what I need to get a pencil and write this down. What would you suggest that I buy?
Now you're talking.
For Zooming with the senior center and the doctors.
So
I'm 88 and I'm limited.
Gotcha. So you're talking about a cell phone, or you're talking about a laptop, or both?
No, and a really, really nice laptop, and I was willing to go as high as 1,000, even though it's probably a little more than I need. But coming from the old school, I think of QuickBooks, and I think of stuff I don't need anymore. But I don't want just a $200 one.
No, I think you want to buy something. Apple. There's nothing wrong with Apple. Yeah. I use an Apple here to live stream right now. I like the M1 MacBook Air. Might be a good choice for you. I think that.
Oh, wait a minute, M1 MacBook Air?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the Apple.
I'm writing it down.
It's called the Apple MacBook Air M1. And that's the most recent.
M1.
Yeah. It's the most recent offering from Apple. I think it's a good starting price. I think you'll be fine. But you may want to get one. I think the one you'll get, the entry level will be perfectly fine for what you're doing. And from the Windows side, there are a bunch of laptops you can look at. I like the HP Envy X360. It's a
HP Envy like dog.
Yeah, HP like the brand HP. Envy is ENVY, Envy, and it's the X360.
Oh, I envy you. E-N-V-Y.
Exactly. X360.
360?
Yeah, X360. Yeah.
Why does everybody love the Lenovo? I heard so many good
Lenovo's good too.
But you know what? The only reason I really called you too was one of the reasons is that I learned from the senior center, and we have a young girl who's a lawyer, in fact, and she helps people. But Zooming on Android is not good. She said it's very difficult. She said the only good Zooming is Apple, that they haven't perfected, but Android doesn't like to cooperate with Zooming. Is that true?
Android, well, it depends on the platform, of course, but it depends on Zoom, the people that make Zoom. It might be better optimized for Apple. Android is always sometimes Android plays second fiddle to Apple for developers. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, on the Android, I mean, she helped me and everything, and she even loves Android, and she says no, Zooming is not for the Android perfect. It hasn't been perfected.
Well, then you may have answered your own question. And by the way, thanks to Fareed, he's saying that they're on sale right now, the MacBook Air M1 with $150 off. So it might be a good time to buy.
To go to the University Village here in Seattle, Washington, I could go physically and buy it?
You'd have to call them. I'm not sure with what's going on as far as COVID.
Yeah.
But you might be able to order.
I wish I was going to say, I wish I knew where you lived. I'd send you the antique. I have an original Dell laptop.
Oh, wow.
From like 30 years ago when everything.
Yeah.
It's heavier than a sack of potatoes.
I know.
It's like an antique, but I have no one to give it to, and I've been hanging on to it. I just hate to throw things away.
Oh, you may want to, right. It may be something that people will look back on as a relic from a certain, an era. It might be good. Yeah.
Well, it would only be a person like you that would want it. Nobody else would want it. It'd be like something.
There are collectors. There are collectors that do collect vintage computers. There is actually a whole community on that.
But you don't think that going to Apple? I really would like to stay with Android only because I've been raised with it, and I know the apps and all that junk. But
the other thing.
Tell me one last thing about the Lenovo.
Yes.
That you like.
The Lenovo.
I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. I like the Lenovo Yoga 7i is a good one, and you can probably get it on sale for. I know it was during the holidays for about $650. That's actually pretty good. You don't have to spend. You don't have to spend too much. Some of these Lenovos have some really, really good. So it would be the Lenovo Yoga 7i. Might be one you want to take a look at.
7i and MacBook Air M1.
Right.
And is there a better M1? I mean, I'd like to get the highest, better quality one.
I think for you, I would get the MacBook Air M1. I think that's going to be the best choice for you.
Okay. Can I stick Photoshop in there if I wanted to
Yes,
do
you can.
some video?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I got some old, what do you call videos that we took on vacation.
Yes, you can definitely encode them, and then you can put them on the laptop. Absolutely.
But I don't have to be afraid of Apple. I call him Mr. Apple because everybody seems to dislike Apple at our age. I don't know why.
I don't know. It may be a thing from years ago when Apple wasn't doing so well. They almost went bankrupt at one point during the 90s. So they've certainly turned it around, that's for sure, to become the most valuable company.
They say that they say there are too many restrictions on Apple. I know the guy that runs A to Z Technology,
Right.
A to Z Technology in Edmonds, Washington. He's a friend, and he's probably your age. He takes care of the county and the police and all this.
Right.
And he just is against Apple.
Apple has their fans and they have their detractors. Okay, Elizabeth. So thank you so much for calling.
Yes, you may go. Yes, I'm so sorry, and happy birthday and
Thank
blessings.
You.
For a long life, and good health,
I
and
appreciate
good weather.
that.
I hope you have good weather. Are you in Las Vegas?
I am in Las Vegas, and it's a little bit chilly, but it's very nice. Thank you.
But it's not 39 degrees.
No.
And rain.
No.
Okay.
No.
God bless you. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
your time and effort, and you do a great job. I love listening to you, and you're funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
God bless you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So that was Elizabeth from Seattle. And that just shows you how many, the diversity that we have watching me. Again, you could be somebody in their 20s, somebody in their 80s, somebody in the 70s, 60s. It doesn't matter. So that's how you go. Okay. I should probably do like a seminar. People are asking me, how do I do this and that? Maybe I should make a second channel on how to do all this stuff. I agree with Robert, Elizabeth, obviously, if you're still watching. Apple is great for you. I think it's going to be the easiest to transition to. It'll work with pretty much everything, so I think you'll be fine with it. All right, so let's see what else. Hold on, I got to do something real quick. Not sure what's going on up there. Okay, so any other questions? Where are we? We're at, let's see, an hour and 12 minutes. And William brought up a good point. The woman should also, that would be Elizabeth from Seattle, the woman should also make sure that the various doctor apps, which one are compatible with which operating system, some are not compatible with all operating systems. That's a very good point. Elizabeth, make sure you ask your doctor, will these specific apps work on Apple? If not, then maybe go with the Windows variant. So we got another call.
Call from
Woman should also, that would be Elizabeth Robert from Seattle.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Okay, Robert, you're on the air. What can I do for you?
Hey, Andrew, happy birthday, my friend.
Good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you, have you had any chance to look at the Remarkable 2 at all, Andrew?
The Remarkable what?
The Remarkable 2.
No.
Basically it's electronic tablet to write down notes with and stuff.
Let me look it up.
I don't know if you've heard of it at all, but
Remarkable 2 here. I'm looking up right now. So the Remarkable 2 is the world's thinnest tablet, according to this.
Yep.
The Remarkable 2, the next generation paper tablet. Replace your notebook and printed documents with the only tablet that feels like paper. I have not had any use with it. I have not seen this before, but it looks pretty interesting. It looks like it uses e-ink. Is that correct?
that's correct. Yes, that is correct. Just trying to get away from a lot of pen and paper at the office, looks
Right.
like a fairly useful tool, but I'm getting conflicting reviews on it. So I didn't know if you'd seen it yet. I trust your insight, so I was just asking.
I have not. I have not, Robert, but I can tell you that I will look into this. And I use a lot of 2-in-1s that have pen support, of course, so you could do notes and sketch out artwork, like the Lenovo Yoga series and so forth, HP series. So pretty interesting stuff. I'll take a look at that Remarkable too. Maybe I can reach out to them. Maybe they can send me a review unit. That might be great. Okay?
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Andrew.
You got it, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call-in.
You bet. Take care.
So that was Robert calling in with the Remarkable 2. And Tech Realm is in the house. Tech Realm and Tech for Your Needs. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I got to maybe take a look at that. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, but we'll see what's going to happen. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Any other calls? I know somebody was trying to call, but I was on the phone with another caller. So if you want to call back, call back. Super chat, super stickers, memberships are open. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And we can take your calls here today, 702-706-5090. And let's get some coffee here. I'm glad you like the stream, Moon Queen. I'm glad you like it. We got 87 of you watching so far, looking okay. Now, I don't know, and I'm going to ask your opinion on this. I don't know if I'm going to keep these live public when I'm done with the live stream. I might just go to unlisted and just keep it on my Twitter account, where you can find out what the latest live streams are after it's gone live for replay. I'm thinking that might help the channel a little bit, because when I do these kinds of live streams, when it's not focused on a specific product, what I've noticed is there are certain people that will unsubscribe because they're not here for live streams. They're just here for information on laptops, which is perfectly fine. That's not a problem. So what I think I'm going to do when this is over, I'm going to unlist it, but you can still watch the replay. You could check it out over on my Twitter account, which is at Andrew Mark David, and there you can get the replay. I'm thinking to do it that way. What does everybody think about that? And just keep the reviews public, of course, and then just do live streams live, public, and then make them unlisted when I'm done. I'm thinking that's the way to go. Because the way the algorithm works right now is kind of funny, and I don't want to really do anything. I want to do that. It's just that I just have to get it all set up for the second channel, Tech for Your Needs. The problem is that I'm not sure if I'm going to get the same amount of viewership. At some point, I'm sure I will, but I'm going to have to look into maybe a second channel for just live streaming. That might be a separate channel. That might be the way to go. Thank you, my friend Raghav. Thank you so much. And hold on one second. I'm just not sure what's going on upstairs, so seeing what's going on. All right. All right. Next call underway here. Let's do it.
Call from
Umar Aslam.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
You are on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Umar Aslam. I'm on the Andrew David
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Yep, you're talking to him.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, first of all, happy birthday. I'm really happy that you turned 49 today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's for those that are joining us late, it's my birthday, and I figured what better way to do a live stream than to hang out with some of my favorite people. So thank you so much. Thank you. What can I do for you?
Yeah, no problem. So, I don't know if you ever heard of this YouTube channel called Regular Car Reviews. They do this like sort of satirical, like parody-esque, like review of cars.
Yes. Is that Red
So,
Line?
like,
Red Line?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. I know. I think I know that channel. Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is, I want to do some sort of like parody, sort of like that, but it's like smartphones. I already do some like voiceover. I do like a podcast with my friends. So, but like, I wonder like how much like for your views. I assume you have to like record a lot of B-roll. So like, how much B-roll do you usually record for like something like a 15-minute video?
So that's a good question, actually. It depends on I use a lot of B-roll, which is unusual, and it's probably against the norm. Most people say don't use too much B-roll. I actually use a lot. The way my style is, what I do is I record A-roll. This is A-roll. So this is A-roll. B-roll would be this. This would be recording the product.
Okay.
So I actually use a lot of B-roll. Mostly B-roll, less A-roll, but it just depends on what the video calls for. So it's hard to say, but it's just something you need to determine what would make a good flow, telling the story. So in your case, you're going to be doing a parody video. So you're going to parody something on a smartphone or whatever. So you'll have to show the smartphone in some B-roll. So I would imagine you'll have to have some B-roll. I wouldn't put too much B-roll because that might overdo it. I actually overdo a lot of it, but that's just my style and people have become accustomed to that. But I would just make a good balance. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever fits the story, whatever fits the theme. You know what I'm saying? So just
I see what you mean now. Okay, I see what you mean now. Okay, I see. Thanks for the recommendations, and I hope you have a good day.
I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend, and thank you for calling in.
No.
All right, so that was another great call, and I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. So William is saying he's recently looked at some of my early live streams, and I've come a long way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, William. You were there from the beginning. Got another call.
Call from.
To
accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Okay, you're on the air. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Goodbye. So that came and went. All right. Call back if you want. We've had some really, really good calls. I like this. Let me tell you something. I like this interaction with the callers. To me, this is another way. It adds another dimension for me to basically interact with my community. So Tech for Your Needs is bringing up a good point. A-roll. Taking straight to the camera, B-roll, products. So what you're seeing here, that's A-roll. This is B-roll. Okay? So that, to give you, this would be B-roll. This is A-roll. Very good. Thank you, Tech Realm. Tech for Your Needs. I don't know why I call you Tech Realm. Tech Realm is another one who knows, but one of our moderators, of course. All right. Let's see where we are. Hour and 23 minutes. I think we're coming towards the end, people. It's been a great live stream so far. Any calls, any more calls before we wrap it all up? I want to thank the moderators, by the way. I know today was a little bit challenging with some clowns in the chats, but you've been doing a great job. I appreciate that. And, it's part of the thing, being on YouTube. You're going to have these haters. You're going to have these clowns, these idiots. And that's all you can do, Yeah, have them unlisted, but put it in a playlist. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. Another call.
Call from.
Tech for Your Needs.
To accept, press.
So is this Tech for Your Needs?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. Happy birthday, first of all.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I became an Apple person since the iPhone 7.
Wow.
Currently, I own about 80% products from Apple, a lot of stuff, but I never owned a computer. So coming from a Windows, they never use an Apple computer because I want to use Final Cut Pro for editing.
Right.
What is your advice? Is it hard to learn the software?
Well, first of all, what I like about Final Cut Pro, and I don't know if you ever used iMovie, it's a basic editing program. It's not that basic, actually, from Apple. I learned on iMovie to begin with, and then I graduated pretty quickly to Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro, to me, is the natural evolution. It's not hard to learn. It's very linear on the timeline, has that magnetic timeline. And it's very logical in the way I think. So it works well for me. And it really is the software that I use, obviously, to make my videos. It depends on how, what level you're ready to go to. So for very basic stuff, it's not hard to learn. I learned a lot by trial and error. I learned a lot by just trying different things. Some work, some didn't. But it's a great editing platform, and that's why I've stuck with it. I haven't switched to Premiere Pro, although I tried, and it's just too much of a learning curve for me to take up too much time, but I'm at some point would love to really step up my game. I know some things with Premiere Pro. I'd also like to dabble in DaVinci Resolve as well, but Final Cut Pro, to me, is the platform that I'm the most efficient with, and I like it. It's not that hard to learn. I think there's plenty of videos out there that would, of all different levels, that would really teach you how to use it. I think it's a great program, especially when you're on a Mac. It's well optimized. It's not perfect. There are crashes. There's still things that I don't like, but I like the plugins. I like everything that it gives you. I think it's a great editing platform.
And my last question, how is to learn the operating system, because I never used it in my life.
It's not hard.
Mac operating system.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you've used Windows, you'll figure out Mac. It's not that different. They're not as different as you might think. It's just a little bit of a different layout, different. It's pretty illogical how they do things. It's pretty well laid out, and the way it's now. Have you used an iPad in the recent years?
Yeah, I got the iPad Pro and I edit on LumaFusion.
So if you're already editing on LumaFusion, you're going to have no problem going to Final Cut Pro. It's very similar layout. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to. It's very intuitive, as Nadine says. And the Mac OS has become much more similar to iPad OS in the last update with Big Sur. So you're seeing a lot of the same kind of icons, a lot of the same layout in some ways. So coming from an iPad Pro with LumaFusion to a MacBook running Final Cut Pro, it's going to be pretty intuitive, I think. And, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Thank you for the advice. Congratulations on all your success.
All right, man.
Happy birthday again.
I appreciate it.
And keep killing it.
I will, man. I will. Thank you so much. That's tech for your needs, everybody. Thank you. All right. So I think we have another call coming in. I don't know if I missed it. I might have missed it. All right. I'd love some Kenyan coffee, man. I think you were supposed to send me that. Here's my coffee. All right, so really, really nice live stream today. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to unlist it, and I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm going to put it in the playlist, make a playlist, okay? I'll also put it on my, for those that didn't catch it and want to see a replay, make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram as well, at Andrew Mark David. It's easy to find me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Remember, stay home, stay safe, and I will see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. And thank you again to the moderators. You did a fantastic job. Bye-bye. See you next time.